Hi, Blaine.
Here's the next thing. You can make this up.
Okay, you're live.
I'd like to welcome everybody to the Batesville Redevelopment Commission meeting for June and call the roll. Derek Cox.
Here.
Kevin Campbell.
He's on his way.
On his way.
Excuse me, he called.
Bill Norwald here. Beth Anneking, absent. John, our Mayor Eargang.
Here.
Brad Marcy.
Here.
Angela Linville. Here. Jeremy Raver.
Here.
Attorney Blaine Timonera.
Here.
And with ARA, Carrie Riley.
Here.
I note that there are no other people in the audience at this time. Minutes of the May 27th meeting were forwarded to you ahead of time. Thank you, Carrie. When someone feels comfortable to make a motion to approve, I will take that motion.
I cannot.
I will make the motion to approve the minutes from.
And I will second. Any corrections, additions, deletions from the minutes? Hearing none, all in favor of approval of the minutes of the May 27th meeting, say aye.
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 Opposed? Thank you. Other unfinished business? Hearing none, I'll move on to the financial report and claims.
All right. How's everybody doing today? So for the month of May through May 31st, we had our TIF revenue come in for Ripley County, totaling $397,315.67. We had our $14,255 bond payment. We had $25,000 expense for the bond defeasance that was still open to be paid, and $6,484 in legal and consulting fees. So we ended the month balance of $715,925, and also just between the end of the month and today, we did receive Franklin County's deposit as well, which was $135,441.
Do you have a percentage of what that was for the expected year revenue from the counties?
No, for percentage of what we expected to what they
usually in the spring
projected.
you get anywhere from 60 to 70% of your annual allotment for people that pay ahead, that pay both halves.
I can get you that compared to what they forecasted it. I can get that to you.
Bill, I don't know if it's a barometer or not, but the school was actually slightly lower this year than historic. We were right around 60%, and normally it'd be, to your point, 63 or 64. So I don't know if that's a big indicator of anything or not, but.
Was that consistent with both counties?
We had not gotten Franklin yet, and in our results, those didn't come till the first week of June, so we didn't report on them yet. Mm-hmm.
I wonder if there have been a lot of people in Franklin County who contested their increase.
I guess I'm one of those who can't complain. Mine actually went down about $100 a year.
My Franklin County went down a little bit. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Brad. I was just interested in that. It's kind of nice to know what, so you don't plan ahead and think that's half when it's really 60% or 63%.
Right. I'll get that, and I'll find what they projected the previous year versus what our
yeah,
I guess.
And next month's fine. I'm not asking for it. It's just kind of nice to know.
Yeah, absolutely.
And when it's down into 10, 20%, you know, you got a tax revolt on your hands.
No, it was about half. I mean, it was around that 60-ish mark. I just
Okay.
not entirely sure.
All right. I'd like a motion to approve the claims and the financial report as presented.
So moved.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Sorry?
I'm seconding it again. My mic was turned off.
It's been motion's been made and seconded twice. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. We will now shift to our annual TIF meeting. We're required by statute to have an open discussion with the public and ask for any input or questions that they might have. I might note that this is the first year that we have broadcast this, so if anyone out there listens to the broadcast and would like a copy of any of the documents, please be encouraged to call the city or reach out, and possibly you could check the minutes from this, and they might be duly noted there. This is the report for 2025, which was sent to the state. It's been put in a form, thanks to Angie, and prior to that, Sarah got started on this in a form that is more conducive to a PowerPoint presentation. So the second page of it gives terms and definitions to help you understand when we refer to the Redevelopment Commission as the RDC, what authority that has and how it was set up within the city of Batesville. And then the tax incremental financing, or the acronym for that is TIF. And then the economic developments, or the EDA, and assessed evaluation is referred to as AV. All of you that get tax bills out there, you're familiar with some of these terms. The members of the Redevelopment Commission and their offices are listed on the next page. And duties of responsibility that are set by statute are listed. And then we talk about the redevelopment's annual budget. And the primary driver of this budget is the tax increment financing revenue. And that budget covers the cost of consulting fees, legal and accounting services, and gives revenue to support the projects that are designated within the TIF district or that benefit current businesses and citizens within the TIF district. There's some explanation in here as to why TIF districts are important, and how the Batesville TIF Redevelopment Commission applies that importance to our community. The next page is an explanation, basically in a graph form, on how a TIF district works and how it gains in size and value over time. The next one's an interesting layout of Batesville and the various TIF zones that have been designated for our city. They're colored, and they have different funding bases to a point because of intricacies with how they were established and how they, if there's any financial obligations that are on any of those properties, that's kept separate until those are met. But you can see that we currently have 5 different districts that are managed under one umbrella with the Redevelopment Commission. The next pages are a breakdown of the finances of each one of those areas, showing the income of the last 2 years and the amount of difference between cash balance from one year to the next. And there are notes on the bottom of each one of these pages that have been provided that give any outstanding information of debt that might be on that building or payments that might be due other than the tax revenue. So you'll notice the I-74 allocation, the Shell building is paid through the industrial park TIF. The I-74 expansion has a current balance in there you can see of 169,000 plus. The Thrive Market or GE allocation area has a cash balance of a little over 300,000. The Woodmiser area, a balance of around a little over 320. And the industrial park area has a balance of a little over $1 million. That's that's money that is part of the sale of the Shell building and the associated property. So with that, that page here, the Batesville TIF finances show the total balance that is on hand with the TIF zone at the end of 2025. Following page lists accomplishments and activities that went on during 2025. You can see it was a pretty busy year for the Redevelopment Commission. A lot of it was finalizing some payments on some things that we've been supporting for a number of years, like the Discovery Factory and the Batesville School Corporation Ready program. We've also made payments in support of the plan for the Main Street downtown development. And we also created some projects that weren't really paid off until the beginning of 2026. Two of those were the incentive to the owners of the AP building downtown, and the other one was the completion of the purchase of the rest area. (2026) plans for the TIF district revenue. A lot of these things are already in the works and plan to be completed hopefully by the end of the year. And some of these depend on what grants are approved that we support, and also planning that comes along. But we're hoping that during 2026 that the detention pond at the industrial site is enlarged to be able to handle the expansion that we hope for. We expect to fulfill the annual obligation to the Thrive Market bond payment. We want to also, going back to the industrial park, we have during 2026, we have already signed an agreement with a realtor for development or for sale of properties at the industrial park, and the road extension is to be completed during this year. So a lot of movement to happen at the industrial park this year. Another plan that we have for this year is to develop a 3 to 5 year strategic project plan to support ongoing redevelopment efforts. And we want to do that 3 to 5 year plan in collaboration with the EDC and other appropriate entities of the city. So a lot going on, and a lot of great things are happening in our community. Do I have any questions? Hearing none, I want to thank everybody who was involved in putting the numbers together and the plan together, and everybody that made 2025 a big success. So thanks again. Okay. The next item is a discussion of the Lombers Pike property offers update. At the last meeting, we established a committee to look at available offers and consider other offers. And do we have a report from that committee in any way?
We actually are, Kevin, you and I talked a little bit, but we are meeting tomorrow, but until then, I do not have really any progress or updates to report.
I can tell you one of the things that I've done is kind of trivial, but it's just with the development of those properties, obviously we have the updated sewer that we need to get done, and I have been following up with Gary Ladd, who's working on that project. I was not the last. Actually talked to him today. I think he may have been in town today looking at some of the stuff out there. But just a timeline on that is, I mean, they've been out doing field work and drawings and so forth, but the timeline on that would be final completion of that July 15th of 2027. So it's about what he had told us initially, basically a year. And when I talked to him this morning, he said that I don't see any reason why I know there's been some different design suggestions and so forth, and he said even changing some of that, he doesn't anticipate any real extension on that. He said, I think my schedule's good.
There's no concern about needing a lift station or anything in that new subdivision.
I won't say that, but I think it'll be part of the project. I think basically with the route he's considering now, I don't know that it would be. I think that with the other plan that we were considering, there might have been. So I think he's leaning toward going through a different area. We talked about putting it right where the existing was, and now he's leaning the other direction.
Anything else on Lombers Pike? Okay. RDC, strategic plan discussion. At last meeting, we handed out some information, just no specific order of ideas of things that we wanted to put into a 3 and 5 year plan. I know Brad is also working on one for the finances. Had discussion with him about that, and he's well on his way to being able to present that. But I will say, Angie, have you heard anything from anybody with anything they wanted to add or subtract or? Okay. Well, let's give that another month, and hopefully you do get a chance to really look at it and see where this comes. And I, particularly interested in making sure that we look closely at the EDC's plan as we put that together, and what the mayor and the council, if they have anything that they want to direct interest toward, dollars toward, in the next 3 to 5 years, a long time. So please, this is a plan that can be changed, but it also really helps to have a direction on things. Anything else on strategic planning? Other new business? I wanted to mention that we did have a meeting with the realtor, and that contract has been signed. We have, since we have some interested parties in part of the property, those have been set aside for 6 months. If we do want that realtor to be involved in any of the paperwork, closing, checking over documents, we can do that for a small fee with them. He also was interested in knowing the utilities that were available out there, and that has been forwarded to him. And it looks like they're certainly adequate for the needs out there, so that was anticipated and is there. He also wanted an updated map of the area. That has been provided, which included the industrial park which included the rest stop, the road extension, and the outline of the new detention pond, so that he had a better representation of what he was really being asked to market. So we should see some visual of that, and he'll be working with the city to get that moving along fairly quickly. There was also some questions about the pond that's there on Lot 1, and that's being researched by the city right now on how that pond came about and what can be done with it, if anything. So encouraging news there. Things are moving. Any other new business anybody have? Okay. Mayor?
No, and again, just to kind of update time frame on the Industrial Park Road. You mentioned it several times. I think Johannington is starting to mobilize some equipment out there to plan on starting that work late this month or the beginning of July, and that work to be done by the fall. And as far as the retention pond, that work, that the plan now is to start it August, September, but that's not a real long, that's not a real long project. So that should be scheduled to be completed too by the end of the year. So that's the only additional information I just wanted to add there.
Did we get a response of the pond that's on the, or there next to the interstate?
Well, I did talk to Scott Bauer down at Water and Gas, and he says part of that was what we were forced to set aside as a wetland because of the some work that had been done out at the Coon Hunters Reservoir, I think. Yeah, he said we had to set that aside to satisfy that. I would have to talk to Deanne, but I think it's gonna be, it's a small area, but I don't think we can touch it.
Kevin, anything?
I got nothing else.
Derek? Brad? Blaine?
I did get email contact with the RDA today, actually, and so I just sent an email over to them to try to get something on the calendar the week of July 6th or July 13th. To hopefully have those properties, have a meeting scheduled, get those conveyed back
To the RDC.
hopefully by next month, we'll have it back in the hands of the RDA.
Will we need to follow that up with accepting it then, or?
I presume that, yeah.
So we probably ought to put that on the July calendar, or on the agenda for, so carry the conveyance of property as it relates to the industrial park from the RDA.
Redevelopment Authority.
Anything else, Blaine?
Nothing else, no.
Angie? Carrie?
Actually do have something. Next month, I will not be here for the meeting. I will get you the financial reports at least 2 weeks ahead of time. So if you got any questions beforehand, but the week of this meeting, I will be out.
Hope you're somewhere fun.
Heck yeah. Beaches, ocean,
There you go.
ready, golf carts.
Jeremy?
No, nothing.
I think we'll.
Can I add something Blaine mentioned, that we did have a meeting this morning with Marion University and some other individuals regarding the potential for a four-year university. So we covered the phase one feasibility study that was presented, went through that with the group, and then kind of gathered some data so that we can decide how we want to handle a phase two. I think the group's leaning toward maybe a modified phase two that maybe is not a full deep dive, but really covers some specific things like a pro forma and financials, some things like that. So hopefully over time we will have some more information on that and move forward with that program.
Yeah, the first phase of it, the EDC funded $75,000 that they funded for that. But yeah, it was a good meeting. Yeah.
Are- Is that university specific, or are you looking at just any university, any four-year? Are you working with?
Right now, we're looking at Marion. There's no, if that doesn't work out with Marion, it's not that we would not look at other options, but Marion has approached us because they already have a relationship with Ivy Tech. They have a 2+2 program. So if you get an associate's degree through Ivy Tech, they will take those 2 years and consider that your freshman and sophomore year and let you just take 2 years at Marion for specific degrees. So because we already have a relationship with them, we are we're moving forward just to have those conversations. Also, they are primarily a healthcare university, and our largest job opportunity in the region is healthcare related jobs. So that also makes it a good fit. But if for some reason something that would not work, I think everyone's open to the idea of pursuing another university if we needed to do that.
I had always heard it was Marion, and then you said a four-year college opportunity. I didn't know if that was off the table or.
No, sorry.
Okay. All right, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
I will make that motion.
I'll second the motion.
Any, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned. Next meeting is